Juliana Torres was 27 years old. She was a nurse at a public hospital in the city of Belo Horizonte. She worked the night shift and lived an exhausting routine, but she was passionate about what she did, dedicated, quiet, and always attentive to details. Juliana was respected by her colleagues and loved by the patients. Nothing in her life seemed out of place until the night of August 9, 2019. That Friday, Juliana left home at 6:30 p.m., took the usual bus, and arrived at the hospital around 7:10 p.m. She greeted her colleagues, put her bag in the locker, and went to the infirmary, where she began preparing the medications for the night. At 10 p.m., she made the last entry in the system. After that, she vanished. There were no signs of a struggle. No noise was reported. The hospital cameras show Juliana entering the medication room, but they don't show her leaving. She simply disappeared, as if she had evaporated into thin air. At first, her colleagues thought she had stepped out for a break, but as time passed and she didn't return, they started looking. They called administration, alerted security. The hospital was searched. Every room, every hallway, every storage area. Nothing. The police were called at 2 a.m. The family found out about the disappearance only at dawn. Juliana's mother arrived at the hospital crying, not understanding what had happened. The police began the investigation based on the security cameras, but something called their attention right away. Parts of the surveillance footage were corrupted, exactly between 10 o'clock and 10:30 p.m. nighttime for anything to happen. In the following days, the case gained media attention. People were in shock. How could someone disappear inside a hospital? A place with 24-hour security, with cameras everywhere. The press demanded answers, but all the police had were questions. 3 days later, Juliana's badge was found in his style packing. It was hidden under the tarmac of her belt. When confronted, he claimed he didn't know anything, that someone put it there on purpose. But the relationship between him and Juliana began to be investigated. Close friends revealed that the two had an old relationship that had ended months earlier. Juliana had broken it off after discovering that Marcelo was married and had 2 young children. According to a nursing colleague, Juliana had been feeling threatened. She had said, weeks before, that she knew too much and needed to protect herself. No one took it seriously. But what did she know? The police kept investigating Marcelo, but he had an alibi, witnesses, and no trace of evidence was found in his car or home. Over time, the focus of the investigation shifted. The hospital was searched again, this time with the help of sniffer dogs. One of the dogs indicated something odd in a litter-used area, the old psychiatric wing, closed since 2016. In the basement of that wing, there was a small locked room. When the police gained access, they found bloodstains on the floor and a piece of clothing, a jacket that the mother recognized as Juliana. The blood was hers, but no body was found, and the room was too clean, as if it had been scrubbed with strong chemicals. Something planned, almost professional. From there, the investigation took a dark turn. Rumors emerged about illegal practices inside the hospital, involving expired drug testing, tampering with medical records, and even patient deaths to free up beds. Juliana, as the nurse responsible for part of the records, might have discovered more than she should have, and for that, she had to be silenced. But these theories were never proven. Documents disappeared. Witnesses went silent. The hospital director requested leave and moved to another city, and the case, little by little, was buried. 2 years later, in 2021, an envelope arrived at Juliana's sister's house. No return address. Inside it, there was only a photo. A woman from behind, walking down a dirt road. Hair, body shape, clothes. Everything was empty. The image was blurry, but disturbing. The police analyzed the photo, but couldn't identify the location or confirm whether it was really her. Even so, it rekindled the family's hope. The mother started to believe her daughter was alive, that she had been taken by force, or perhaps convinced to disappear. She said Juliana might be hiding, afraid to come back. The father, more skeptical, believed the photo was just a cruel provocation. And if it really was a provocation, who sent it? The case was reopened, but with no new solid clues. The hospital was sold to a new management group. The former staff members were transferred, and what remained of the security system was erased. Juliana became just another name on the long list of missing people in Brazil. Another mystery without an answer. Today, when her name is mentioned, many still feel a chill, not because of the tragedy itself, but because of the feeling that the truth was hidden by powerful hands, that someone silenced her and got away with it, that justice, once again, was silenced. Juliana disappeared in a place where saving lives should be the priority, an environment of trust, care, and protection. But maybe it was, in fact, the perfect setting to cover up secrets. And to this day, the question still echoes: where is Juliana Torres?